So does the Bible support self-improvement? Let's go over that in today's video. You see, the Bible is all about self-improving. It's all about improving yourself, but not by yourself, but through Christ. And in the Bible, it talks about how you can actually improve yourself. It's like self-improvement if you think about it. Like, I'm being for real. Like, I made this previously, like another video, Christianity is the best self-improvement. But in today's video, we're going to be going over, does the Bible actually support it? Well, the first thing that I know it supports is taking care of your body, because your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit, which God has given you. So obviously, you got to take care of your body, right? Like, how do you expect to defend off the enemy, defend from the enemy's attacks, if your body is all soft and squishy, like a Twinkie? Like, you're eating these Twinkies, you're gonna become a Twinkie. Like, I'm gonna keep it a buck. So start taking care of your body, your temple, so that way it reflects. This reflects the strength of your spirit. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. If you got that EDP 447 build, my boy, like, you can clearly see he's being overtaken by the enemy, by temptation, by lust, by the things of this world, by his fleshly desires. And this is what he amounted to. So start taking care of your body so that you don't give into the flesh. Because the more you give into the flesh, the less you're going to progress. The more softer you're going to be. And the more easy it is for the enemy to control you. Because now that you're soft, squishy, and weak, this is very easy for the enemy to take control of you, to make him do what he wants to you. So take care of your body, my boy. Like, if you want to become the best version of yourself, if you want to get that Asta Uzumaki physique, you're not going to get it by eating Twinkies, my boy. Like, what do you think this is? You got to go through it. You got to go through those workouts, hundreds of workouts, to get to a decent physique. The physique that I got, I literally have done maybe 1,000 workouts. But I'm not just going to stop there. I'm going to keep going. Because through your walk with Christ, you are taking care of your body spiritually. But it also teaches to take care of your body physically, so that both of these things can be aligned, can be healthy, just like your relationship with Jesus. Now, the next thing the Bible also supports on self-improvement is resisting temptation, resisting your urges. Basically going on nofap, resisting temptation, resisting the lust. Because you see, you want to bust these gallons to the hub all the time, but you won't give a minute of your time to God. You see, you'll constantly chase after the next release, chase after this pleasure, but it will never be enough to satisfy you, my boy. Because trust me, I was stuck in this goofy, stinky cycle for years and years and years. And it only kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse. To the point, like, I just didn't feel joy from doing everyday things. Like, I was really good at drawing, right? I love to draw. Like, now I'm starting to get back into it. But I was drawing for many years. But over time, I started doing it less and less and less. Because it wasn't stimulating. I wasn't getting that dopamine from it. Like, I was not getting dopamine from, like, spreading graphite on a paper. Instead, I spreaded my on pixels on a screen. Because that's what felt good. It felt good. But the things you do that feel good usually have consequences later on. Like, especially like the instant gratificational things. Yeah, my boy. Those things are gonna affect you. Whether it's the habits, the things you consume, whether it's the content or the foods you consume, these instant gratificational things that feel good at the moment, they have consequences. So you gotta delay that gratification. Resist that temptation. Rebuke the kingdom of darkness. And this is where you will find the way, the truth, and the life. Like, my boy, did your ancestors really build up thousands of years of their bloodline just for you to be sitting in your goofy, stinky, crusty bed, in your dark, crusty, smelly room, looking at strangers on a rectangular GMO iDroid and releasing your life force energy to them? Like, what the fuck? Is this really the life you want to live? I mean, clearly you're doing it every single day. You're clearly not trying to resist it. You keep getting into it. So, I mean, I guess you're okay with it, right? My boy, resist this temptation. Stop giving in to the enemy. Every single time you give in to the enemy, that's a battle that he won. But he may win these battles, but you could still win the war. Go on NoFap. Start to read the word. Because God did not intend you to release. Like, where in the Bible does it say it's okay to masturbate? Where does it say in the Bible to do that? It doesn't. Now, I'm not saying it's not okay to hey. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is not okay is to hey with your hand. Like, it's a totally different story if you're doing it with a person that you love. A person that you have a genuine connection with. But you don't have a genuine connection with these random strangers on your screen. They don't even know you, my boy. They don't even know that you exist. Like, there are millions of people that are paying these people on OF money, millions of dollars, and yet they still wonder why they don't have a partner. It's a crazy world that we live in. But my boy, I know, we both know that this isn't the path towards righteousness. This is the path towards the kingdom of darkness. And you have a choice, because you cannot serve two masters at once. You can't be doing this goofy activity and then going to church. Oh, because I go to church once a week, I'm good, so now I can continue my bad and old stinky habits. You goofy, my boy. You're just making your time with Christ, your time with God, only when it's convenient to you. But you won't give up your worldly desires, the desires of the flesh, in order to progress. But you have a choice. Abstain from lust or give in and bust. The choice is yours. Now, the next thing the Bible supports self-improvement on is delivering yourself from fear, from anxiety. Because you see, a lot of people nowadays, they have fear. They have this fear with death, with a lot of things. Like, I used to have a lot of fear for a lot of things as well. I used to be afraid of snakes. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I'm still, like, skeptical on it, right? But it was never in the back of my mind 24/7. Like, I could just literally be doing some random activity, like reading my favorite book, White Clover, and I'd be like, oh, I'm so scared of snakes. I'm gonna freak out. Like, if I see one, like, I think I'm gonna die. My boy, you goofy. Stop letting these fears, this anxiety hold you back, because this is just a mental state, a mental blockage in your mind that you are placing. And this is preventing you from doing some of the things that you should be doing in your life. You could have a fear of taking cold showers, and so you will never take cold showers because that fear is in your mind. But what if you remove that fear? You see, there's a verse. It says in the Bible, Psalms 34:4, I sought the Lord and he heard me and delivered me from all my fears. Because my boy, once you know that God is by your side, the creator of this universe is by your side, who do you have to fear? What do you have to fear? Death? Like, I remember middle school and all those nights back then when I was younger, I used to just sit in my bed in fear, total fear, just thinking, man, I'm really gonna die one day. And I was just in this, like, dark void, dark mental state where I was like, yo, I'm really gonna die one day. Like, I'm gonna die. Like, oh my, like, I almost started to, like, freak out, have a panic attack, because I was like, yo, like, I'm really gonna die. My boy, why are you scared of something that is inevitable? Why are you scared about something that happens to everything in this world? Eventually, everyone's time, everyone has a due date, an expiration date. You know what I'm saying? I mean, sure, our bodies have an expiration date, but not our soul. Because our soul lives eternally. So you have the choice. You could live in this fear, the fear that the enemy is implanting into you, or you could be freed from this fear. Experience freedom. Shout out to Aaron Uzumaki. Now, the next thing the Bible supports self-improvement on is loneliness. Now, I'm not saying it supports loneliness, but I'm saying it goes against loneliness, because you were never alone to begin with, my boy. Like, for so long, I thought I needed someone else to fill in that void. that void that was inside me. Because I saw all these like high schoolers, they had all these like girlfriends and all that, and then I was just that kid going home, playing video games, going on the hub. I mean, no wonder why I didn't have a partner, right? Like it just made sense. And I remember just feeling so lonely and sad because I didn't have a partner. And I remember I entered this like crazy depression state where I literally just didn't have the motivation to do anything for like months. Like not even playing video games. Because I was like, dang. Because I had a really big crush at the time. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I crushed on this girl for a long time. Trust me. But then I was seeing her hanging out with other dudes. 1 week after the other. I was like, dang. Like, I really like this girl. But she's not, like, representing a girl that I want to be with. You know that type of crush, that type of feeling you have for someone. Like, when you like someone to the point where thinking, like, nasty about them is wrong. Like, it's totally wrong. And that's literally how much I like this girl. Like, I didn't, like, if I thought, like, something nasty like that, I was like, bro, what the fuck? Like, I wouldn't do that to her. Obviously, with the way my life was, that lifestyle back then, there was no chance. No chance at all. And even now, to be honest, I don't even know. I'm not even gonna think about that. I think I'm going a little off topic, but the point is, you do not need someone else to satisfy you. No one else externally can satisfy you eternally, internally. The only one that can satisfy you internally is Jesus. Now there's a Bible verse. It literally says, do not fear. Isaiah 41:10. Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God, and I will uphold you with my righteous hand. Because you see, how do you expect to be happy with someone else when you can't even be happy with yourself? You can't even be happy by yourself. Like, isn't that crazy? Like, you will never be happy externally. You will never be happy with someone else if you've never filled in that void within your heart, my boy. And I'm gonna tell you that Jesus, he fills that void. He fills that void. He puts that warmth, that love into your soul. So then you could get that goal, which is to have another partner, right? But now that you know that if that partner were to ever leave, that it'd be okay. It's okay. You know, there are plenty of fish in the sea, my boy. But you know you still have that relationship with Jesus. You may not have a relationship in real life, but you, like, real life externally, but you have a relationship internally, and that is with Jesus. Alright, so the next thing the Bible supports self-improvement on is going against laziness. Because you see, a lot of people nowadays are very lazy, but it's not the people to blame. It's the things that were implemented into society. Because you see, these goofy apps like ChatSnap, TalkTick, Instant Gratification Gram, they were made to take up as much of your time as possible. And you don't even realize it. Because you think you're spending a few minutes here, a few minutes there. But in reality, you're wasting hours, days, weeks, months, maybe even years on these goofy apps in this instant gratificational cycle. And when you put the phone down, now you can't concentrate on doing anything. You can't concentrate on reading the word. You can't concentrate on writing. You can't even concentrate on doing nothing. Like, have you ever tried to meditate after scrolling on TalkTick for hours? Because I tried that before. And when I did that, I still couldn't concentrate. I still had these thoughts flying out. Because you see, these apps were made to take up your time. Like, you're putting in your time. You're putting time into these apps, but it's not giving anything back in return. In the Bible, it talks about you reap what you sow. So you're sowing your time into this activity. But this is the thing. Usually when you sow a lot of time into something, like your goals or whatnot, you usually get something back from it, right? Not with these goofy apps. You're actually being depleted. They're not only taking your time, they're also taking your dopamine. Your dopamine is literally fried. Like, you can't even concentrate on looking at a bird in the sky Because, oh, it doesn't have any Subway Surfers gameplay. There's no temple run. Like, my boy, you goofy. In the Bible, it literally talks about how slothfulness, laziness, it's a sin. And a lot of people struggle with it. Now, your excuse may be, it's not the right time. Motives, it's not the right time. Now's not the time. Maybe in a few years from now. But my boy, there's never going to be a right time. The time is now. Now is the right time. Now is the time to plant your seed. To start doing the thing you want to do the most. Because time isn't waiting for you, my boy. Time is going to be always moving at the same pace. Whether you're watching Netflix or doing a workout. But it's up to you to decide how you're going to utilize that time. Because in the Bible, it talks about how those who wait for the perfect weather will never harvest. Because you see, right now you're telling me, oh, I need it to be the perfect time, the perfect circumstance. Maybe if I get a little more money now, or maybe if I get motivated enough, maybe when I'll have some free time, then I'll start to do that thing. Then I'll start to do that side hustle. My boy, those are just excuses. You can't always wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. So get to it, my boy. Stop filling yourself with these excuses. You only got one life. So are you just going to sit around waiting for something to be given to you? Or are you going to plant? Or are you going to sow this time that you have? This precious time that you have? Because the greatest currency in the world is not money, but it's your time. Anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy today's video. Stay blessed, stay wealthy, rebuke the kingdom of darkness, and embrace the kingdom of righteousness. Have a good day, y'all, and remember to keep surpassing your limits, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.